Karen Reed, the accused Boston cop murderer who gained a massive cult following through her sensational case, will stand trial for the second time Tuesday after a jury hopelessly deadlocked over the summer. Opening statements are expected Tuesday from both sides before a jury of 18, 9 men and 9 women, in the January 29, 2022 death of Reed's boyfriend, John O'Keefe. Reed's first trial, which saw 74 witnesses take the stand and throngs of Reed fanatics mass outside the courthouse for over 2 months, ended in a hung jury in July. Reed of Mansfield, Massachusetts, has maintained her innocence in the case, charging her with second-degree murder, manslaughter while operating a motor vehicle under the influence, and leaving the scene of an accident resulting in death. She will face the same charges during her retrial despite her lawyer's failed bid to drop the murder and hit-and-run counts. Her team argued that jurors were actually only deadlocked on the manslaughter charge and had intended to acquit her on the others, a claim that was rejected. The defense also lost an emergency appeal to the U.S. Supreme Court to postpone the trial, saying a retrial would violate double jeopardy. The High Court is scheduled to hear the appeal on April 25th. This time, prosecutor Hank Brennan will lead the case. He has said he plans to streamline the new trial by reducing the number of witnesses. Reed has also expanded her legal team, adding Victoria George, a former alternate juror from her first trial. Prosecutors say Reed ran over O'Keefe, a 16-year veteran Boston cop, with her SUV outside a party and left him to die in a snowbank. But the defense claims he was killed in a fight inside the house by fellow officers and that Reed is being framed. In the first trial, her team introduced evidence pointing to Boston officer Brian Albert, his nephew Colin Albert, and ATF agent Brian Higgins as possible suspects. However, the judge has now barred any mention of Colin Albert and limited discussion of the others. Now, with her cult following still watching closely, Reed returns to court to face the same charges and a new jury that will decide her fate. For more stories just like these, be sure to subscribe to the New York Post right here on YouTube.